What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Who is Kyren Lacy and why was he framed by the police of killing someone in a hit and run?
The one who was thoughtful, generous, and full of love. Kyren loved with his whole heart. He loved his friends like his brothers. He loved his family with a fierceness that never wavered. He would light up every time he would talk about his siblings or cracked a joke with his cousins or hugged his mom. His people meant everything to him. And if you were lucky enough to be in his circle, you knew what loyalty and love really looked like.
Especially Kyren Lacy, who Coach Mike Denbrock said he's just one or two steps away from being that next great LSU wide receiver.
The evidence submitted in the crash report does not support that Kyren Lacy should have known that his actions were the cause of the crash that happened approximately 72 yards in front of him.
Kyren Pierre Lacy was born on December 27, 2000 in Thibodaux, Louisiana, where he grew up and attended Thibodaux High School. As a senior, he had 54 receptions and 864 yards with 18 touchdowns. Ranked as number 10 in the state that year of 2020, Lacy committed to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. As a true freshman, Lacy played in 11 games and had 28 receptions, 364 yards, and 4 touchdowns as a true freshman, y'all. In 21, Lacy returned for his sophomore season at Lafayette and played 13 games and had 22 receptions for 300 yards, 6 touchdowns that year. After 2 seasons in Lafayette, Lacy transferred to Louisiana State University, aka LSU Tigers. Lacy's first year at LSU, he played in 13 games and started in 2, and he was number 3 on the depth chart against Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., who are both NFL superstars right now, and playing with Heisman Trophy winner Jaden Daniels as well. Lacy returns to LSU as a 5th-year senior due to that COVID year. He was the number 1 guy. The first game against USC, it really looked like he was ready for that number 1 position.
I got this shit to make a nigga take his chain from off his neck. Hand it to me, bitch, I ain't trying to take no fucking disrespect. Tell you niggas if they try to take my bitch, they gon' be next. I ain't shooting at your legs, I'm aiming this bitch for your head. I got this shit to pick my pants, you try to touch it. Bitch, I'm banging, no discussion. Out of my belt, I want another bet, the police do no cuffing. Trying to skirt or bang this bitch straight out your muffin.
Kyren Lacy memorable moment has to be beating top 10 ranked number 9 Ole Miss with an overtime touchdown catch.
Josh Williams, the running back. Kyren Lacy, the motion man. Pump fake, Nussmeier goes back shoulder. Touchdown! Kyren Lacy! And LSU wins!
Lacy went on to have a career season with 58 catches and 866 yards, tied for SEC's leader with 9 touchdown receptions, and was on the second team All-SEC. On December 19th, Lacy thought it was time to declare for the NFL Draft of 2025. During his collegiate career, Lacy caught a total of 182 passes for 2,360 yards and 26 touchdowns in 64 games as a college athlete.
And that breaking news, LSU football star Kyren Lacy out on bail tonight after surrendering to police on charges connected to a deadly crash. Good evening and thank you for watching 9 News at 10. I'm Dion Guillory. His booking photo released late tonight. Louisiana State Police saying this all stems from a crash on December 17th in Lafourche Parish that killed a former Marine and injured 2 others. Police say Lacy caused that crash and accuse him of not reporting his involvement to police. Investigators tell us Lacy was on a trip out of state when his arrest warrant was issued. He surrendered late this evening and was booked on several charges, including negligent homicide and felony hit and run. About 90 minutes later, he posted a $151,000 bail and is now out of jail. The WAFB I-team learned the man killed in that crash was 78-year-old Herman Hall. He was a former Marine.
Lacy's arrest, he was unable to play in the Kinderness Texas Bowl versus Baylor, where they beat Baylor 44-31. 2 days before a scheduled grand jury hearing related to the car crash, Lacy got into a verbal argument with a family member, and Lacy fired a gun into the ground before fleeing the scene. A vehicle pursuit with police occurred, lasting several miles, and the pursuit ending in Lacy's vehicle crashing. Lacy was found dead in his car, appearing to be dead by suicide by gunshot prior to the crash. In October 2025, Lacy's attorney was interviewed on local news.
Kyren Lacy's attorney says that he looked at every piece of evidence, including surveillance video, body cam footage, and the investigative report by the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office. During that interview shared with us by Homa TV, the attorney says reports between the District Attorney's Office and state police do not add up. During a recent interview on Homa TV, former LSU football star Kyren Lacy's attorney, Matt Ory, says data and surveillance video shows Lacy was more than 70 yards away from a collision on State Highway 20 in Lafourche Parish that killed 78-year-old Herman Hall in December of 2024.
At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact.
Following that wreck, Lacy was accused of being at fault for the crash and turned himself in to state police in January on counts of negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle. At the time of his arrest, Louisiana State Police stated that Lacy, who was driving a green Dodge Charger, illegally passed multiple vehicles, causing a vehicle traveling in the opposite direction to avoid Lacy by swerving and crashing head-on into the vehicle that Herman Hall was a passenger in. Ory says Lacy was too far away to have any effect on the crash.
Kyren Lacy did, in fact, pass 4 cars. There's no disputing that. Further north, Kyren Lacy passed 4 cars. However, he was back in his lane of travel, 92.3 yards. Back in his lane, behind Mr. Hall.
In a statement sent to WWL Friday night, Louisiana State Police said in response to the Homa TV interview in part, investigative findings revealed that Mr. Lacy's reckless driving while approaching oncoming traffic led to the events of the crash.
The very last line of the report from the District Attorney's Office says, the evidence submitted in the crash report does not support that Kyren Lacy should have known that his actions were the cause of the crash that happened approximately 72 yards in front of him.
Ory suggests a state trooper was trying to influence one witness on how to describe the crash. But during that exchange, the witness involved in the crash can be heard blaming another driver who is not Lacy before the state trooper redirects the conversation to Lacy's Charger.
That lady in the back of me, she didn't know what's happening. That's how she called that record. She was running in the back of me.
So, but the Charger was coming right at you, correct? Right. And that's why you had to slam on your brake, the head on with you. So, yeah, just make sure you include that, and that's very important.
Lacy, one of LSU's top wide receivers set to enter this year's NFL draft, took his own life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound in April.
To this day, formal charges were never accepted by the district attorney. This is over. There's no criminal proceeding.
Done.
This is about making a promise to a kid who begged you to help him.
All I wanted to say is how much I love my brother.
Talk to him, baby. Talk to him, Kyren. Talk to him for Kyren. Talk to him, baby. Tell him how much you love your brother. Tell him.
He was the best brother I ever had. I thank God what that he supported him. Thank y'all for supporting my brother.